Well, good day. I want to take a few minutes here and show you how to install an S&J Hardware oversized safety on a Mossberg shotgun. Any Mossberg that has a top tang safety, you could put this oversized safety on there. It's great for gloved use, great for tactical use. It gives you a bigger area to activate and deactivate the safety. It's made out of machined aluminum, which is then anodized. It comes with a new bolt, or I should say a new screw with a lock washer, so very important to hold on to those parts. Mossbergs are a little trickier because you have to remove the trigger group. This happens to be a 1978 vintage Mossberg, but current models are about the same. So the first thing we're going to do is drop the trigger group out of here, and don't be surprised if you lose your shell latch or your shell interrupter. They're kept loose inside the receiver, so not a problem. So I just use the little punch and we take out the trigger pin here. I'm going to pull it out from the back side, which is right here. Set that there, and then we're going to leave it on its side, and I'm actually going to turn it all the way upside down, and we're going to take out the trigger group. Okay, and there is the either the shell latch or the shell interrupter came out. Not a problem. Mossbergs are just made that way. And then inside the receiver, might be kind of hard for you to see, back right near the buttstock, there's a little piece of the safety. So I'm going to hold that with my finger, and I'll remove it out of the receiver to show you, and then I'm going to use a screwdriver here to remove the factory safety. The factory safety on this one happens to have a flathead screw in it. That's why I'm using my Leatherman here. Okay, I got that out of the way, and this one happens to be a machined steel factory safety. Most of the newer ones are just simple plastic. Okay, and then what's going to fall out of here is this safety piece, and it looks like this. Okay, and the leg of this has to go toward the buttstock, and this is threaded. It goes up through the receiver, and then the new screw screws into this. But the leg of this, this area here has to go toward the buttstock. So I'm going to hold it in here in that orientation. I'm going to set it in here in that orientation. Set it in the slot in the receiver. See, there is a slot here in the receiver. So I'm holding that piece there. And then I'm going to set my safety on here, and this could be oriented either way. I'm going to have the wide side down. And then I'm going to grab the new screw and the lock washer and set that in here. And I'm going to get my screwdriver and see if I could do this right-handed. Looks like I got the screw started. Okay, so I'm going to snug it all the way up here, and then I'm going to check how it works. Okay, so it seems to have a good activation and a good deactivation. So I'm going to put the safety on, and then I have to reassemble these shell interrupters and shell latches. So the wider one goes on the left side of the receiver. So I'm going to set that in the receiver, and then this is probably the interrupter here. This has a stud on it that's going to go through a hole in the receiver, a cutout in the receiver. Okay, so I have that. I have both of those in there. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my trigger group. The nice thing about Mossbergs is they only have one trigger pin. We're going to get that started in here. I usually just get the front started first, and then I push the back in. Let's see here. This always takes a little bit of fiddling to get it right. It's not quite right here. Okay, there, I got it. And then I'm going to get the pin started here. Single pin to hold in the Mossberg trigger group. That's kind of nice. And I'll give it a little tap with the back of my screwdriver. Okay, so now we want to check the function of it. We want to make sure the slide release works, which is right here. So let's press that, see if we could open it. And we can. The slide release works. And then we're going to check the safety. So the safety's on. Shouldn't be able to fire the gun. We're going to try. Okay, so the trigger's locked. The gun's not going to go. Now we're going to push the safety off, and then we're going to pull the trigger, and the gun fired. The hammer hit the firing pin. We'll try that again. One more time. Okay, and then I'm going to turn the safety back on, and we'll make sure it doesn't go. Okay, so the trigger is locked. So I would say that was successful, and you just have a lot bigger area to work with. So duck hunters, law enforcement, 3-gun competition, anybody who's using a shotgun in less than ideal situations, you might want to consider upgrading to the S&J Hardware Oversize Mossberg Safety.